This may be one of the most jaw-dropping miracles you'll ever hear about. Here's the story of Moses and the burning bush, a moment where the challenges of life collided with divine purpose, transforming a hesitant fugitive into one of the greatest leaders in biblical history. It's a tale of calling, courage, and trust in God. So stick around because you won't want to miss this life-changing encounter. Our story begins in the desert plains of Midian, a rugged and arid land where 40 years earlier, Moses had fled from Egypt. Long gone were the days of royal living under Pharaoh's roof. Moses was now living a quiet life as a shepherd, tending to the flocks of his father-in-law, Jethro. But on this fateful day, something extraordinary was about to unfold. As Moses led his sheep near Mount Horeb, also known as the Mountain of God, his eyes caught something unusual. A bush ablaze with fire, yet the flames did not consume it. Can you imagine such a sight? Moses, curious and perhaps a bit wary, said to himself, "Let me turn aside and see this marvelous sight. Why does the bush not burn up?" As he approached, a voice rang out from the flames, "Moses! Moses!" Startled and likely petrified, Moses answered, "Here I am." The voice was none other than God himself, and he said, "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Moses obeyed, removing his sandals and bowing his face to the ground in reverence. Then God revealed his plan. He said, "I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries, and I am concerned about their oppression. I have come down to rescue them and bring them to a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Moses couldn't believe his ears. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was calling him to lead the enslaved Israelites out of Egypt and into freedom? But doubt quickly crept into Moses' heart. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" he questioned. God's response was reassuring. "I will be with you," he promised. "And this will be the sign to you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain." Despite God's assurance, Moses hesitated. Have you ever felt unqualified for something? Moses certainly did. "Suppose I go to the Israelites and they ask me your name. What should I tell them?" he asked. God answered with a name that would echo through history. "I am who I am. Tell them I am has sent me to you." Even still, Moses was overwhelmed by the task before him. "What if they do not believe me?" he asked. Patiently, God equipped Moses with miraculous signs to confirm his divine authority: a staff that turned into a serpent, a hand that became leprous but was healed when placed into his cloak, and the ability to turn water from the Nile into blood. Yet, even with these signs, Moses had another concern. "But Lord, I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and tongue." God replied, "Who gave human beings their mouths? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, I will help you speak and will teach you what to say." But Moses still wasn't convinced. He pleaded, "Lord, please send someone else." Can you imagine? Standing before God in a burning bush and still saying no? Yet this moment reminds us of our own hesitations and doubts about answering God's call. At last, God provided a solution. He said, "What about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you, and he will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will help both of you speak, and will teach you what to do." And so, despite his fears and inadequacies, Moses accepted the call. He returned home, bid farewell to his family, and began the journey to free the Israelites from Pharaoh's grip, armed with nothing but faith, a staff, and the promise of divine presence. Moses' encounter with the burning bush is a powerful reminder for all of us. How often do we see challenges before us and feel unworthy or incapable? But just as God was patient with Moses, equipping him step by step, he is patient with us. This story teaches us that it's not about our abilities, but about our availability. When God calls you, he also prepares you. Whatever burning bush moments you encounter, embrace them. You never know how stepping out in faith could change your life and the lives of others. Thank you for joining this incredible journey through one of the Bible's most extraordinary stories. Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more inspiring tales from the Scriptures. Until next time, remember that God works through ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. Stay blessed.